Hello, my friends. Happy day. Welcome to the Secrets of a Witch podcast with me, Sabrina Scott, where I talk about life, love, healing, spirituality, magic, witchcraft, tarot, and everything in between. Firstly, I'm going to bother you guys again to join Magic May. It's only the second day of May. You'll be able to join up all month. But there's something really special about joining at the beginning of something. Like, there really is. And whenever I check the group chat, like, the energy and the vibes are just overflowing with fucking awesomeness. Like, it's just honestly the best thing, honestly. Like, it really is. You just have to be in there to experience it for yourself. You can creep it at sabrinamscott.com/magicmay. Once you check out, you will see a checkout page and there will be a special join link just for you. So hopefully I'll see you there. Hopefully you can join in on the chat and the daily prompts and challenges and activities. So I hope to see you there because it is honestly fucking so good. So good. Okay, so today, I want to talk about music and going out to go dancing. And some of y'all may or may not know that for the first time in a really long time, I went out to my first music thing since COVID. And I don't know a lot of people who like to go out dancing. So it's been probably 5 or 6 years since I've actually been out dancing and stayed out dancing. I tried to go to something like last summer, but I had to leave because there was strobe lights and I thought I was gonna puke. It was like honestly terrible. So I've got this medical thing called flicker vertigo. I don't know if anyone's heard of it. It's like pretty annoying. But anyway, all that to say, I figured out a protocol with Advil and no eating and a lot of electrolytes and water, and I went for it and I was able to tolerate the strobes. Like, there was some moments when I had to close my eyes, but I didn't get a migraine until I got kicked in the head by a crowd surfer, which is another story. But what I want to talk about today is not getting kicked in the head by crowd surfers, because that is very annoying, but about energy and these live music situations and how, if we're witches, if we're magical, if we are spiritual, if we want to learn about the movement of energy in a room and like practicing noticing that, one way to do that is definitely to go check out a live show. And the band I went to go see, in case you guys don't know, didn't see it on Instagram, is Death from Above 1979, which has been my favorite band since I was like 13. So it's 20 years now, literally. So I don't really listen to like quote unquote bands, I guess. Like, it's kind of like loud, like, I don't know, like dance punk, post-hardcore. I don't know what it is. It's like loud and I don't know what the fuck genre, but it's awesome. I love it. I don't listen to any like new music in that genre really, but since I've been following this band for so long, like, they're always gonna have a special place in my heart. I know you guys know I mostly listen to rap and hip hop these days, so you're probably a bit surprised to see that on my Instagram story. But all that to say, when you go to a live music thing, especially something like what I went to, and I guess I'll talk a bit more specifically about the show and just the vibes, because like I forgot totally that there's like a mosh pit and like a thrash pit. And like I used to do that shit when I was like 15, 16 at a show, just like get out all that pent up aggression and like elbow people as an angsty teenager, get elbowed. Like, I've definitely gotten blood on myself, probably other people's blood at these shows when I was a teenager. And you just kind of get like thrown around into the mosh pit with the weird fucking energy. And I remember when I was a teen, like, I loved that kind of like feeling of abandon and just giving yourself up to the process, to the energy of the room, like trusting that with like mosh etiquette, people would pick you up if you fell. I know that doesn't always happen. Like, people do die at like crazy big shows, but at small ones, like, I haven't really heard of that. Like, the mosh etiquette is usually okay. Personally, what I hate is when like 6'3", like 300-pound dudes are crowd surfing and like kick me in the head. That's like not my favorite. So I'm gonna go to the doctor in a few days and see how my head is doing. But my point here is not about that. It's more about feeling the energy. And so like that thrashing energy, it's like if you're in one of those music experiences, like notice that, like notice what the energy is like in the center of that mosh pit. Like, can you pick up on the vibes? Like, what is going on? And are there areas where people are dancing, which is where I ended up. Like, I was in the second row dancing up a storm, and it was great, totally different vibes, like jumping up and down, like moving and grooving, swaying my hips back and forth, singing at the top of my lungs. It was great. And like some girls around me started doing the same, and it was just so much fun. And that was a totally different energy than the mosh pit energy, right? There was less aggression. There's like no aggression. It was just pure excitement. Whereas like there was so much anger and like, oh my God, my cats are picking up on what I'm talking about. It's so funny. I don't know if you heard my cats fighting in the background, which sometimes happens when I talk about tense topics, either on the podcast or while I'm giving a tarot reading to somebody. My cats always pick up on that. It's so interesting. They're fighting each other right now, the two girls. So it's like exactly what's happening in the mosh pit. So picking up on that energy, right? So if you are a music person, if you are someone who goes to shows and concerts and giant concerts, small concerts, if you crowd surf, if you dance, if you stand at the back and nod your head and bop along, if you don't move whatsoever, but just stand enthralled at the music, paying attention to the movement of energy in a room, like a musical room with all people moving and grooving and like picking up on their vibes, that is a deeply like witchy, spiritual, magical, energetic vibe thing to pick up on, right? And it's such a great opportunity to practice noticing what is going on energetically. And if we want to, going with that flow, riding that wave. If you're one of those crazy mosher people that I currently want to slap because you kicked me in the head, like, you're going to notice that particular vibe, that particular energy, jumping into the flow of that. If you're a dancer like me, like finding where are those pockets of people who are just in that energy, the more the merrier, and we all kind of build up off of one another. So it can be a great opportunity to pay attention to, like, notice, embody, feel, ride the waves of these energetic ebbs and flows. The angry energy, the intense energy, the flowing energy, the chill energy. Like, you can kind of see that energy of the crowd like moving and fluctuating and moving up and down. And it can be a really fascinating thing to do, to notice as just an observer, but also to embody the next time you go to a show. So just want to throw that out there because I think it's kind of a fun one. Right? I think it's something people forget, that we can practice our riding the waves of energy and vibes in our daily life. And music shows is one way to do that. Another way, which I already made a podcast episode about, is like sports events, whether it's live or at a bar. And like that's going to be happening with the NHL playoffs right now, I'm sure, in Toronto, because the Leafs just went on to the next layer of playoff situations. Everyone here is going to be having a meltdown. So even if you don't care about sports or if you don't care about music, just sometimes put yourself in these situations where you'll get to observe the flow and the movement of the energy of the crowd. Notice, does your energy get like whisked up in that? What effect does it have on you? Do you find yourself inspired to move, to cheer, to smile, to like tap your foot? Like what effect does that energy movement have on you? It's a great way to practice our magic. So I'll leave you with that today, my friends. Quick, short, and sweet little episode. Thank you so much for listening. As always, please share with a friend. Please leave a happy review, 5 stars only. If you hate the podcast, just don't listen. It's okay. The world is a big place. Oh yeah, I also did the Recession Era Witchcraft Masterclass on Sunday. It was awesome. You can have instant access to that to view on demand. SabrinaMScott.com/recession. It's only $97. Next week, the price is going up. 3-hour jam-packed session. So much was talked about, especially magic on a budget, magic for my folks without not like very much resources, magic for people who don't want to buy anything new, magic for people who just want to use a tea light candle and what is in their spice rack. You don't want to miss it. It was so much fun. All right, friends, I'll catch you on the flip side. My website, as always, is SabrinaMScott.com. You can pop me an email at ceo@sabrinamscott.com. And of course, feel free to say hello on Instagram at Sabrina M. Scott. I did post the YouTube tarot vibe check for the first week of May over on my YouTube, so feel free to go creep that. My YouTube is youtube.com/Sabrina Scott, and you're just going to want to click live. And the most recent live video is that tarot vibe check for the coming week. So go check it out, enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.